Hi, I'm Chris Parrish with Nightingale Game Calls. I've been fortunate enough to win 9 Grand National Championships, 9 World Championships, and 3 U.S. Open Championships. Turkey hunting is one of my greater fortes, and I'm here to tell you about 5 of the most common calling mistakes. Calling mistake number 1, just over calling to the turkey, not reading what that turkey's wanting to be given. Most people that get slightly comfortable with their calling like to call a lot, and so therefore they call too much to the turkey. They make the turkey hang up. The turkey doesn't come in all the way. Back off your calling and learn to read what the turkey wants. Give him just enough to make him come looking for you. Mistake number 2, strictly not being comfortable with your calls, not knowing them well enough to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it efficiently. Get comfortable with your calls. These are musical instruments. Learn them, be efficient with them, and utilize them properly. With proper rhythms and proper tones, you'll find yourself getting way more responses from turkeys. Common mistake number 3, just in general, not utilizing your time in the woods listening to live turkeys and understanding that they go through transitions during the spring, and those transitions are oftentimes peaks and valleys in their calling, and understanding when to use your calling to go along with those peaks and valleys. Early spring, you're going to have turkeys breaking up, gobblers are gobbling hard to establish dominance, hens are establishing dominance, and they're very vocal. During those times, you can do all the calling you want to. When they get into that peak breeding mode, and all of a sudden they quiet back down, the hens are not very vocal, the gobbler's not very vocal, you need to back off your calling. Learn to read the turkey, use your calls accordingly to what the turkeys are doing. Calling mistake number 4, trying to use the wrong call during the wrong condition. And I know this sounds really crazy, but when it's dead quiet out, there's not a breath of air, and you can hear for 6 miles, this is not necessarily the time to take out a long box and crank on it and cut on it. This is a time to call with calls that reach the distance they need to reach without being too loud and too aggressive. Learn to be comfortable with using softer calls, quieter type calls such as clucking and purring, soft tree calling, soft calling on the ground, little light calls. During these times, you'll be more successful because a turkey can hear a long way, and typically when it's quiet like that, they don't want a lot of loud, aggressive calling. Common mistake number 5, just not taking care of your calls properly, and then those calls not performing for you. Make sure you take proper care of your calls, keep them conditioned properly. You'll be more successful with your calling, they'll work better for you, and you'll be more efficient with your calls. And keep track of your calls. My biggest fear is to lose one of my favorite calls. Keep them all in a place where you can get to them, where you're efficient with them. Keep them in perfect working order. You'll be more efficient in the woods, and you'll be more successful in the woods.